time. So I'm going to open it up to the audience for starters, and then may add a few questions into that. But if people have questions, just let me know, and otherwise, I'm happy to talk. Yeah.
Can you talk about how the equipment that you use has changed in your long career in your trade?
How's the equipment changed?
Did that help you stay in the business?
You started with horses, am I right about that?
He said, how'd your equipment change from the time you started till now?
Did that help you stay?
Back in the old days, it was all mechanical stuff, you know? No hydraulics. And sometimes it was easier back then, and sometimes it wasn't, you know? A lot faster. Hydraulics work pretty good.
Except
You know,
when it's cold.
the cables were different stuff, you gotta,
You used to talk into it so they can hear you.
hello? That's why I'm holding on to this. I didn't know. Yeah, a lot easier back in, some of it back easier, and in the old days, but you could never go back. Once you had a twin cable record and hydraulics, yeah, you couldn't go back. And now they got these rotators, 60, 70, 80-ton rotators, swivel all around, you know. I can't afford one of them, but I probably could, but my wife wouldn't let me.
Are you guys still towing?
Yes.
Are you still towing?
Yes.
You too?
Yes.
Roland?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Not much.
Anyway, yeah, first question up here.
For all of the, for everybody who was in front of the camera, not behind the camera, how long did it take to feel comfortable, and was it weird to be on stage
Yeah.
like that?
How long did it take for you to be comfortable with the camera and the filming before you were relaxed with it? Because Dylan gets right in there pretty close all the time, yeah?
Maybe we should let Mary handle this one.
Oh, shit. Never get comfortable. You saw how many times we told him to, well, there's a lot more times we told him to shove the camera up his ass. But you just kind of get used to him being there. And some things come out of your mouth that probably shouldn't. But other than that, he's still around.
This is your first film, right, Dylan?
First feature, yeah.
Yeah. And how long did it take you? How long did you film?
Filmed for 30 days in the winter of 2020, 2021, and then it took me like a year and a half to edit.
So this was during COVID.
Yeah.
And during COVID, you all didn't take any break? No, you were still on call all the time?
Yeah.
Did you get COVID?
You did.
I did, but I didn't know about it. You kept it a secret.
You kept it a secret?
Yeah, kept me home all the time.
Yeah.
I told him he had the man flu because when he finally got tested, he was on the uphill side.
Yeah.
And so I didn't tell him he had it. And a couple weeks later, they wanted to test him again. He said, why are they testing me again? I had it, didn't I? Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay, that's O'Brien, go ahead.
So in the documentary, the Better documentary, how did that all start? Your brother and sister?
Yeah.
So who, like you wanted to make the film,
Yeah.
or was, like how did it?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you so much. Lindsay, she's been a vet for a while, but yeah, I was while I was at USC, this was my thesis documentary, and in preparation, and we were coming off of COVID as well, and so as you know, with documentary, trust, access is huge, and I'm talking with my mentor, one of my professors, And I told her about one of my heroes. I told her about Lindsay and her story, and she just goes, "Oh, that's it," and she was amazing. And yeah, so we were able to prep it, and Neil Veterinary Hospital, Dr. Neil, she gave us complete access. It was a huge honor and a privilege to, as making docs, man, you get to hang out with wonderful people, beautiful people. And I got to hang out with my sister and really help share her story and experience. And Dr. Neal gave us the access that we needed. And it was a huge credit to her, just real quick, because when we were pitching to her, me and my producer, James Hall, excellent producer. But when we pitched to Dr. Neal, she just goes, "Oh, you're Dr. Eisenhower's younger brother. Oh, it's fine. Like, just, oh, you're fine." Like, the complete trust was there. So that helped immensely. So, yeah.
Yeah, and did you see any common ground in terms of your two films?
Just hard work and a job you love, even if it is hard on you. So they pull it off with a little more humor than I think that we might have at my hospital.
But you're both also dealing with people of any sort of background who are in distress at the time when they come to you. And I think that's one of the interesting things, is that a vet can be seen as just, hugely pivotal character in the community when people are really stressed about animals they love. And I can tell you that for sure, I mean, you guys are the saving, you are God arriving from heaven when somebody's stuck and it's cold and you bail them out, you pull them out.
Yeah. Well, I forgot how many years I've been doing it. I thought 47, but been doing it 47 years?
I think AAA is one of the most underrated organizations.
Working with you.
Yeah.
That's good.
So Dylan, when did you realize you were making a love story?
Not until like way late in the edit. It was not obviously evident at first.
Way late during the editing, okay.
Yeah, but that's actually the moment that the film started to come together. When I started to just hone it in around their relationship, the edit wasn't really working before that, but once I made that decision, it came together.
Great. And what challenges, opportunities did you find in the edit of your film?
We had 10 days in the hospital, right? And it's animal ER, so, and we were doing very verite style, so you never know what's gonna happen. So we made sure we scheduled, enough shooting days. But already after day one, and they're like 13-hour days. So it was, we were a really small crew, but even after day one, Mimsy, right, the sweet pug, that actually was first day of filming. So we already, it was just like, wow, we're gonna be in for it. And it was just an incredible, journey. And again, what really stood out to me in the editing room, because of that, we had 10 days. We had over 40 hours of footage. We could totally have a feature, but we just wanted to cut it as a short. But in the editing room, it was just okay, right? What do we want to focus on? Which patients do we want to do? And how much are we going to go into the patient owner? But we really wanted to get down to the core. And really, it's called I'm the Vet. We really try to have an intimate perspective from an ICU veterinarian's perspective, which I, at least personally, and the team thought, you don't get that as much, right? Maybe we get more of the patient side or the pet owner side, but actually from the ICU veterinarian side. So my editor, Sydney, was incredible to work with. She was a SC alum as well. And also shout out to our amazing composer, Michael Whittle, SC alum as well. He's here. So thank you, brother. And so, just really channeling down, working with Sydney and trying to tell, the story that we wanted to go for. And like Lindsay says in the film, the whole point is to really try to show, they truly care. They really do care. I can't tell you how many times I would hear Lindsay say, "I'm sorry." It's in the movie, right? Or her heart. The vet's hearts, man. The vet techs, all of the team, is just the compassion, the empathy. "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. We're here for you." And that really stood out to me.
Yeah, have you had a local screening? Have you had opportunities to share it with the community?
Oklahoma, yes, sir.
Yeah, and how did that go? Lindsay, tell me about the response and how it affected you.
came and we got a standing ovation and everybody was crying, so I'm not sure. It was just crazy. I'm so happy he was able to make the film so people can see for the first time what it's really like from our perspective, like you said. So, and everybody loves their pet, their family, so you see a lot of trauma and a lot of loss. Yeah, you gotta but there's also a lot of amazing things that happen and happy reunions, and just celebrate that with everybody at home was amazing.
Did the filming cause you to see what you do in any new light?
Honestly, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I always look tired because I don't sleep and they're long days, but just I can see it in my face, and everyone else said, I mean, I'm just sincere. I love what I do, and it was kind of nice to see that I could see that reflected, because you don't always feel it when you're in the throes of it, I guess. So, and then just working with Cameron, to answer her question, I was never uncomfortable. It was Cameron, so it was so much easier. I can't imagine doing it with somebody that you don't know, but it's been an amazing experience.
And tell me a little bit, Dylan, about, because I know that the screenings in St. Johnsbury have been sold out and people lined up and, you know, having to reschedule additional shows and stuff like that. But how do you, and also Roland and Mary, I mean, Roland and Mary are highly esteemed characters in the Northeast Kingdom, I have to tell you. I mean, they hold a very high place because they've served so many people under difficult conditions any time of the day or night, and they're always there. And because of that, this film has really resonated in the Northeast Kingdom. And so just tell me some of the response that you felt that you know, has come to you for the work.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to say something. You were talking about what could potentially be the bridge between these two films. And I think Serving runs in their family because their daughter, Mercedes, is actually a vet. And I think spends her days like you do. Yeah, the St. Johnsbury screening was pretty insane. It was honestly incredible because it felt like there was just like such an outpouring of community support and love for these two. At the end of the film, we were like, how many people here have been towed by Roland and Mary? And literally every single hand in the audience went up. And yeah, I think like it was really special, those screenings, because like I think their brand of humor is like runs in the veins in the Northeast Kingdom. So moments that I think people are a little bit nervous to laugh in other audiences, everyone was just cracking up. Like she'd be like calling him a miserable dick, and everyone's like, like losing their minds to that. So it was very special. Only gray hair in the audience.
Yeah, it promoted itself. And in fact, when you get off the interstate exit in St. Johnsbury, that's where Roland and Mary live. And their house, in their car, their truck in front of it had in brilliant painted letters, Roland and Mary, Catamount Arts, Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And of course, you're not in Vermont allowed to have billboards, right? But everybody in town knew this was going to happen because they all get off at the interstate.
How many times since the film was made have you hauled out that FedEx truck?
Connor no longer works for FedEx. He is now a chef, and I tried to get a hold of him and he was working so he could see himself, but it was quite a few times that winter. I couldn't even tell you how many times that winter. And then he was done, and we've done more since then, but not with him. But
I'll tell you something that bugs me is that they didn't really have snow tires on those trucks, do they?
Well, they're all pieces of shit.
Yeah, that also bugs me about rental cars. You buy a rental car in Vermont, and they don't have snow tires.
They're not allowed to put snow tires on them. Isn't that stupid?
They're not allowed to put snow tires on them because what the insurance company wants to keep the cash register rolling.
Keep these guys in business.
Would you pass a law?
Anyway, yeah.
Who is taking your place in like the towing seat in
Yeah,
the Northeast Kingdom?
Who's
I know you all are still towing a little bit, but is there any like up and comer towers who you all have respect for
Any towers that you see coming up to take your place in the next generation? Anybody you think is doing a good job in St. Johnsbury?
Oh, you mean not relatives?
There are no relatives in the towing business.
No.
No
No.
relatives.
But how about anybody else? Is there another towing business in St. Johnsbury that's coming to take your place?
There's only two of us that are reasonable, because I'm one of them. Okay. There's only two in St. Johnsbury that are reasonable, and because I'm one of them, and I just see their prices going up all the time. We picked up a car the other day up here in Berry, and the record bill on it was over $2,000. And back in my day, a wrecked car would get you maybe 100 a quarter, you know. It's going sky high. I know diesel prices are getting up there, but I think people are gouging a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. We can't say anything, you know.
I can remember getting pulled out of a ditch by you, and I said, how much? And you said $50.
Yeah.
It was reasonable, totally reasonable.
Had to go 10 miles to get there.
And right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, no. Anyway, it's so that the movies, and I think, you know, it's partly about a fading way of life. I mean, there's this notion, this commitment to service, this commitment to the community, this commitment to, you know, the circumstances of individual people, and also the economics of working in a community structure. I've never felt taken advantage of, certainly by Roland or AAA. I find AAA to be the most valuable, you know, public service organization in the country in many ways. Anyway, we have time maybe for one more question if anybody has one for either of our filmmakers.
Wait a minute. Anybody owe me money? I guess not. Wrong crowd.
Okay.
Everybody showed on that film right there that we pulled out. I didn't get paid for any of that. Well, they all stiffed me.
It's not so much a question, just more I want to express as production intern that watched both of your films, that I think what really bonds them together is that they're both so compassion-driven in very unique ways, and they both, I would hope, bring visibility to people that simultaneously do not get any visibility, and yet would do nothing without it. So,
Right.
both Dr.
Essential people that we normally don't get behind the scenes.
Both Dr.
Yeah.
Eisenhower and Dr. Roland, I want to say thank you so much, and to the directors, thank you for bringing us these wonderful stories. They mean the world to myself, and I'm sure everyone else in this movie theater has changed in some way, so thank you so much.
Yeah. How about intern in Vermont? Anybody want to make a comment about that? The first film, that we filmmakers not here.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice film. All right. Thank you very much for coming. And
Jay, can I say one thing?
Please.
I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for bearing with the technical difficulties. Just wanted to give you a little bit of that at-home, comfortable viewing experience, just like you're watching YouTube on your laptop. So thank you, everybody. And but that film was beautiful, so felt really honored to see that world. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for being here.